السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. نحمد ونصلي على رسوله الكريم. أما بعد. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. The next hadith again said إذا نعس أحدكم وهو يصلي فليرقد prayer. This hadith talks about prayer in particular. So when we are standing before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in prayer, this is our conversation and our communication with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And given the magnitude and the significance of this communication and or conversation with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, given the magnitude, because who are we communicating with? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Given the magnitude of that, a person should be at the highest level of alertness and vigilance. A person should be paying attention. And when a person is in the prayer, a person should be there, not just the physical presence, but also emotionally and mentally a person should be there in the prayer. Okay? Based on the hadith that I shared with you yesterday, one of the things that's very important for a person to have in order to respect that communication with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is to be fresh and energetic. Right? To be energetic. We know about the hadith yesterday, the story about Zainab bint Jahash radiallahu anha and the rope that was tied. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, no. Don't exert yourself like this. Okay? There is no need for that. So one of the things to respect the communication with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is to be awake, is to be fresh and alert. If I am, for example, if I'm communicating with you, let's say, for example, we're having a conversation. Assalamu alaikum. How you doing? What's your name? Aishah. And we're having a conversation, and during the course of our conversation, I'm like, yes, brother, mashallah. Right? You know how they have the Jum'ah pros? Right? Right? Sometimes, I've been on both sides of the fence, right? So you'll have some people, it's lunch break, it's the middle part of the day and the khutbah is going on, and then the person's looking at the khatib and then he's gone, right? Getting that little snooze. And then you'll see sometimes during the khutbah you'll hear a person next to you. And when they wake up, the first thing they do is they nod their head and then they look around, right? As if they knew exactly what was going on in the khutbah, right? And then some people, they'll mask it like this, because if your eyes can't see the khatib, then the khatib can't see your eyes. So you just cover, like kind of like people do in college, right? When during the lecture, you just cover your eyes, right? And it becomes second nature, that motion, right? So, or if someone may experience this while talking to their spouse, right? So the spouse is talking, and then you're like, okay, right? So, the Prophet ﷺ said, إِذَا نَعَسَ أَحَدُكُمْ وَهُوَ يُصَلِّي. If a person starts feeling drowsy, not falling asleep, okay? Na'asa means when you're like, when everything becomes a blur, all the sounds become an echo. Alright? So when a person is at that, like how babies sometimes, I have a vivid memory of putting my baby in the shopping cart when he was a baby, and then they're like, or in the car when it's moving, they're like, right? When you experience that, the Prophet ﷺ said, فَلْيَرْقُدْ حَتَّى يَذْهَبَ عَنْهُ النَّوْمِ. If you are in this situation, discontinue. Okay? Discontinue, go to sleep so that you can be fresh. فَإِنَّ أَحَدَكُمْ, and then the Prophet ﷺ gives the explanation, فَإِنَّ أَحَدَكُمْ إِذَا صَلَّى وَهُوَ نَاعِسٌ لَا يَدْرِي لَعَلَّهُ يَذْهَبُ يَسْتَغْفِرُ فَيَسُبُّ نَفْسَهُ. Because when a person continues to pray when he's drowsy, it may be so that instead of asking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for forgiveness, you are invoking Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's curse upon yourself. Okay? two meanings of this. One is the literal meaning. One is the literal meaning that you may be reading or reciting something in the prayer, and you may misrecite the verse in such a way where you are calling the wrath of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon yourself. Alright? For example, إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُحِبُّ الْكَافِرِينَ, and you forget the la. إِنَّ اللَّهَ whatever. Right? Or, for example, فَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ, woe be to those who pray. Now there's an explanation. Not everyone who prays, but those who are الَّذِينَ هُمْ فِي صَلَاتِهِمْ سَاهُونَ. And he's like, فَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ. That's how you stop right there. And the other explanation is that the disrespect that this displays before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you are standing to communicate before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the purpose of you praying is what? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive you. But now, what has happened? Because a person chose not to pray while they were fresh and energetic, now you are just invoking the displeasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by showing this level of disregard, by falling asleep while a person is praying. So, this shows the mercy in our religion. Praying salat, praying salawat, this is not a punishment. This is not like a timeout where we tell our kid, okay, go stand over there. And then, if a kid is in timeout, they'll start leaning against the wall. So we were talking about leaning against the wall yesterday. And then over here at the same time, falling tired. No, Islam does not demand us our worship like that. But the Prophet ﷺ, now, and what did the Prophet ﷺ say? Oh no, just go to sleep, forget about it. No. Go to sleep so that you regain energy so that you can pray again. So this is the intention behind going to sleep. That we sleep and we energize ourselves at night so that we can wake up the next morning and worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to allow us to follow the advice and the instruction of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in everything that we do and everything that we say. Jazakumullahu khair.